Coming to you from the top of Wall Street, I'm Rebecca Arena, and joining us is Gerald Commissiong. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is the CEO of Todos Medical, and Todos specializes in testing for cancer and Alzheimer's, but a lot of changes have been happening in the world, of course, coronavirus. So how has that transition developed into COVID-19 testing?
Well, we got into COVID-19 testing primarily through our cancer lab. A lot of companies that were involved in cancer would measure RNA, measure DNA, measure replication. And so as COVID broke out, it became clear that it was going to be an important thing to focus on. And so we used some of our assets and capabilities and partnerships to build a COVID-19 portfolio in the cancer lab.
Of course. And so I saw that you guys partnered with L1 Systems for ventilators and testing kits. How has that progressed?
Well, it's been interesting because COVID has ebbed and flowed. So there's been a lot of need for ventilators, and there was a smaller need for ventilators. And now people are starting to understand where and how to use ventilators. And for us, that was never a priority focus. The idea with that is that we had access to the buyers of those ventilators because they're the same people that are procuring tests. And so we were getting asked for it, and now it's part of our offering. It's made available. It actually helps us open a lot of doors.
Interesting. And so I know a big partnership has been with Meridian that's provided a turnkey solution for on-site COVID-19 testing. Could you tell us about that process and how it's expanded?
Well, that's a very exciting opportunity because Meridian's got a national health network, and we're working with them on their national CLIA license using our technology, our equipment, and our reagents. So for us, a mobile solution really solves a lot of the logistical problems that we've been talking about in the market with regards to things being shipped all over the place. And so if you can have a lab right on site, and Meridian provides the CLIA license, and the folks at Moto-Para provide the personnel who know how to run all the stuff, and we just sell tests, we think that's a great solution for us.
That sounds amazing. That's nationwide, correct?
That's nationwide and international. So that in the U.S., we have the infrastructure to be able to build labs reasonably quickly because of our grid and several other things. In other parts of the world, they don't have that infrastructure. And so without a mobile solution, there's literally nothing. So, right now the focus is obviously United States. We want to go on every military base in the world. And then as we expand that, we're going to be looking at deploying in different states and then deploying internationally.
Sounds like a great advancement. And your last partnership was with Technova. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. So we have a subsidiary in Singapore called Todos Medical Singapore. And when we made progress and started to get into COVID testing, they became very interested for two reasons. One, we did trials in Singapore on our cancer platform previously, and it was something that they wanted to get involved with more seriously, but there was never really a mechanism to do it. When COVID hit, we started getting a lot of interest because we were developing a turnkey solution that many places didn't have. And as the discussions progressed, they suggested that it might make a lot of sense for us to combine forces and develop the COVID market and then use those proceeds to reinvest and build out our cancer platform. And so they've got some very big investors behind them in Temasek Holdings, and they've been very supportive of what we've been doing so far. And we think that it's going to be a big event as we launch this and help increase the capacity over there as well.
And did Todos always strive to work in that region?
Yeah, that's why we started a subsidiary over there, because it's a large population. They're pretty sophisticated in terms of their ability to deliver products to the market, and they have a significant amount of capital to put to work, and they're looking for good opportunities. And with our AI platform, which is something that they've been focused on, bringing AI into healthcare, it just seemed like a very good strategic fit.
And so where do you see the company in a few years?
Well, a few years is a long time from now in COVID universe. We're thinking a few months. We're focused on being really a second tier leader for COVID testing. You know, there are the big guys like Roche and Abbott and Cepheid, and those guys are selling to the Quest and LabCorps. The problem is that Quest and LabCorps is maxed out. They can't really increase their capacity beyond what they're getting from Roche and Abbott and Cepheid, and those guys have to supply the whole world, not just the US. And so there's really an opportunity for a second source, a second tier that puts together a comprehensive solution in a time of crisis like this as a branded product to emerge, and that's our objective.
That's great to hear, and we'll definitely be watching out for Todos. Thank you so much for being here today.